Well, if I got good news for you, Dalton is in the house.
Hello, hello. This is an old favorite, so if you don't know it, you'll pick it up pretty fast. Please sing along. I'm choosing heaven today. I'm choosing heaven today. Hey, I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing I'm choosing heaven today. That's how it goes. I'm choosing heaven today. I'm choosing heaven today. Hey, I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing I'm choosing heaven today. I'm choosing love today. Oh, I'm choosing love today. Hey, I am walking the road of love right now, singing I'm choosing love today. Oh, I'm choosing joy today. I'm choosing joy today. Hey, I am walking the road of joy right now, singing I'm choosing joy today. I choose compassion today. I choose compassion today. Hey, I am walking the road of compassion right now, singing I choose compassion today. Heaven with me now, I'm choosing heaven today. Oh, I'm choosing heaven today. Hey, I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing I'm choosing heaven today. Yes, I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing I'm choosing heaven today.
Oh, it's fun to hear some oldies but goodies if you're as old as I am. Good deal. All right. I'm Reverend Dr. Mary Mitchell. I'm a practitioner here, retired minister, and love to do prayer with you or counseling or anything you need. This is my passion, science of mind. Here at the center, we inspire and empower people to live spiritually fulfilling lives. And that's what our classes are all about. If you want your life to be improved in any area, we're here to help you do that through our classes. So that's the exciting part, isn't it? Sally's one of our great students. Love having Sally in a class because she's so humorous and fun. So all right, after the service, the practitioners will be by the bell and just come up and say, I would like a prayer or even a tour of the grounds if you're new. Charlie will be there, and I guess it's Charlie and me today. That'll work. All right. We're going to invite the children up, and as they come up, we like to sing them out to their I know, it's a cottage. All right. Oh, that's right.
By the face of God, I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart.
You are a part of
me.
You are the face of God. Oh, they're so cute. So cute. If you would silence your cell phone, that would be really nice. I'd like to thank the people who have come here early to make this such a welcoming place. We have Lindy and Joey in the sound booth, Doug and Ronnie at the as our greeters and ushers, and Dalton came early to practice. We were just about ready to boogie, weren't we, before we started? And Judy's here supplying the piano, beautiful music. And we have the kitchen cookies. That's Shirley and Bill. Shirley, thank you. I guess I'm a little spacey today. Shirley and Bill McQuiston, and they do a great job with a lot of volunteers making a nice lunch for us afterwards. So enjoy the social hall afterwards. All right, I have a few focus announcements. If you came through the main entry, you noticed a lot of plants out there. It's a plant and bulb sale today, and it's through Sunday, well, today, through to May 5th. I was trying to get to the end date. Okay, today to May 5th. So there'll be someone out there to help you, and looks like we have a lot of really good plants out there. May 1st is the deadline for applying for a grant from the endowment committee to fix something up around here or make things better, improvements, beautification, whatever. So I just want to remind you, if you have something you'd like to have added to our beautiful center, fill out an application, endowment grant application. All right, Christy Carr is starting a Rainbow Love Circle of Connection, and that's for our LGBTQ support group, first Wednesday of each month, starting May 1st from 6:30 to 8 p.m. in the cottage. So that's going to be really great. Christy's a really great practitioner, but also part of that group, so she has really good knowledge and is very clear about it, very clear about her life and helping other people adjust to whatever. So it would be a really great support group for them. And then we're having another music jam with musical instrumentation led by Mike Harris, Shem Smith, and Margot, Friday, May 3rd, 7 to 8 p.m. Please join them if you have any instrument, even your hands, because they make a big circle and magic happens, just pure magic. And then Christy again is going to be offering a big bead therapy session. She brings all the beads, Saturday, May 4th from 1 to 4. And then New Moon Circle with Lori Buckman. She is a real moon, energy of the moon, I guess, is what she specializes in. Her theme for Saturday, May 4th is Defying Gravity, and the herb is a reishi. So I'm not sure what that is, but it's Saturday, May 4th, 6:30 to 8:30 p.m., maximum 15 ladies. And then we have the rummage sale coming up, and we're going to start accepting materials and things Sunday, May 5th. I'm gonna have my truck filled to the ceiling because I didn't sell everything at our yard sale in Lake California. So I'm anxious to bring a whole truckload of stuff. So you can bring things in starting Sunday, May 5th after service. The rummage sale is Friday and Saturday, May 10th and May 11th. And if you'd like to sign up to help, that would be really great. I like to be a cashier on the rummage sale days, starting at 6:30 in the morning. But anyway, Sally and I had so much fun. I'll share this. We had so much fun last year. There were some people that came in from Bethel, honor them for coming, and they walked in and said, "What is this place?" And Sally said, "It's a church." And they went, "Really? What do you believe in?" That we're all God. And they went, "That's dangerous," and they left. Bless their hearts. But they took a lot of courage to come into a place where you really weren't sure. But I'll never forget that. And Sunday, May 12th, after service, I'll be doing a 1-hour class called The Essence of Science of Mind. It's one of 2 short classes before you can become a member. It's the Science of Mind, and then the next one next month will be the history of the center. I love doing that and finding out why people come, and they get so excited learning about the history and learning about this philosophy. So if you know anybody that's curious, that would be a fun thing to come to. Now, if you come in the side door from the parking lot, the first thing you see there is a bin, like a bin, like a bin. And it's for feeding pets of the homeless. We've been doing this for several years now. And it's getting to that time where we're going to be doing more for the homeless community with our Shoes for Souls. But a lot of the homeless, if you see them, are walking around with animals for just companionship and maybe even safety. And so we have a team of people that will take the donations of food, whether it's canned or dry or whatever, and includes cats, and take it to key places to distribute it. So if you have a sense of love for pets, we'd appreciate it contributing to feeding pets of the homeless. All right, and we need more shoes for May because we're going to be joining with many, many organizations at the convention center. Do you know the date, Sue? May 20th. Okay, great. And they'll be there doing services for the homeless. And last year, I remember clearly, we had over 200 pair of shoes, and we only left with 20. So it's a real big need. So if you'd like to contribute to that, please bring them in. All right, that's enough of the announcements. So now we'll have a reading, and Lori will come up and do that. And then we'll have the bell 3 times. That's really sweet time to take into what you heard in the reading. And then I'll be doing a spiritual mind treatment, which is our form of affirmative prayer. And Reverend Sue will talk about practicing loving kindness. And she is a master at that. So we'll enjoy hearing that. Lori?
So this morning's reading, chosen by Reverend Sue, starts with Lyanda Lynn Haupt sharing a story of Francis of Assisi in her book titled Rooted on page 40. Francis was called upon by a mayor. The mayor begged him to intervene with a ferocious wolf that was causing great havoc. The wolf had slaughtered livestock, attacked shepherds, and even killed guards sent to slay her. Unlike most who tell this tale, Lyanda says that Francis did not tame the wolf. Instead, he listened to it. He stood in the wolf's presence, respected the animal's wildness, apprehended her story, called her sister. When Francis returned to the village, he shared that the wolf had been injured and her pack had left. She was just hungry, and when the people attacked, she acted out of self-defense. With this new information, the townsfolk helped the injured wolf find food, and they coexisted without fear. Next is a quote by Matthew Fox. The human soul not only is localized within human beings, but is also interconnected with the entire universe. Our soul is free of time and space, eternal, infinite, all-powerful, and divine by nature. No matter how sick or injured our bodies are, our souls are always whole and holy. And finally, a quote from Christian Larson from Pathway of Roses. To enter the cosmic state, the mind must be pure. That is, the mind must face the divinity that is in all things, and must keep the eye single upon the shining purity of that divinity.
There is only one magnificent, infinite energy that has created this whole universe. But most importantly, recognizing that it has created each of us as individual souls on a journey that is beyond our imagination because it started so long ago and goes into infinity. And so the life we live now is a springboard to an even greater experience as we journey through the universe. I accept for everyone here today the realization of how special you are and how the tiniest gift of loving kindness makes such a difference in the world. So many appreciate a smile, appreciate a kind word, recognition that they too are important in the scheme of life. So today I invite each one to do an act of loving kindness at least once a day. Not too much to ask in a 24-hour day, but make a difference in the life of someone. But also it makes a difference in our own life, because we do smile and feel a warm heart when we do these sweet acts of loving kindness. So I give gratitude for the willingness to be one of those people that just brightens up the world with our thoughts, our words, and our deeds. I say thank you, God, for the ability to recognize how important this is and to go forth in our best, doing the best we can in every way. Thank you, and I release these words to the law of the universe. And so it is. All right.
Good morning. Are we happy and we know it? All right. There you go. Hey, there you go. We got 5 happy people. It's a good start. So, we're ending the month. We've been talking all month about the gentle way. And the book of the month was the Psalm for the Wild Built by Becky Chambers. And I finished that little book. I think I've mentioned it before, but if you haven't, it's a treasure. It's a sweet little book that kind of keeps revisiting you. And it's a parable, a story, but it's got many, many sweet parts about a future way that is going to be, so filled with loving kindness. So today, as we focus in on what this means, we have spoken to it many times, but as I will continue to remind us, it's a practice. It's a practice, and what do we do with practice? We keep repeating it. So it is stated in the Talmud that the highest wisdom is loving kindness. And the Buddha also proclaimed that the spirit of Buddha is that of great loving kindness and compassion. And it is also the greatest protection in all the world. So I ask you to think about, is it your nature as well? It most surely is your intentions to be the best human that you can be. But I believe in all of you, and I believe in myself, that as we strive for this idea of living in loving kindness, it is and it will be so. So I can also understand, though, the times, and we've spoken to this a lot throughout this year and last year, about sometimes we don't feel the love, and we feel like we can't love. But it's always a journey. It's always a journey to remind you to discover love again. Because it's always there. It's always ever present within our hearts, all around us. And we realize also it's in our community. This ground of love that I speak of, is beyond blame, and it's beyond judgment, beyond the ideas of right and wrong. And we find ourselves in this paradigm again, wanting justice, but also heeding the call to love what is. So there's this something I want to share with you by Alexander Solzhenitsyn. Don't ask me to repeat it again. Hope you caught that the first time. Shares this idea. And I read this and I thought, I had this idea, and I tried to track it down. I was thinking about it this morning when I was waking up. I was only 3 or 4. I was really little because I was still in Texas. And I heard a story about some act of brutality that was done to somebody. And I thought, I remember being little and thinking, who could do that? What would it feel like? And I remembered so little thinking, who could you ever find in a lifetime that you could hate that much that you would hurt somebody? A little person. So I thought, when you have those memories of your soul nature, it's a wisdom that reminds us that this loving kindness has always been present. So here is the quote. Oh, if we're all so simple, if only there were evil people somewhere else insidiously committing evil deeds, and it were simply necessary to separate them from the rest of us and destroy them. But the line dividing good and evil cuts through the heart of every human being. And who is willing to destroy a piece of his own heart? Now, shame on me, I've had that thought sometimes. Oh, if we could just put all those people on another island. But who would choose? And it's in the scriptures too. You know, take the beam out of your own eye. I'm not a biblical scholar, so that's as best I can do with that one. But this reminds me of that, right? If we tried to really want to harvest all the evil and put it somewhere else, part of us would have to go with it, because our heart, all of our hearts, have moments of discontent, and we're not even in harmony with ourselves. So I won't go on with that, but ultimately the point is, even though we have those moments, we cannot afford, and this is the message, we cannot afford to harden our hearts. So that's why we're continuing to strive for this generosity of heart, letting love lead us, letting go and letting things be, resting in this loving all and therefore serving all. I turn to the 2 mentors of this discipline that have been practicing loving kindness, again, because it takes the practice, that it's our nature of our soul knowing to care for one another, but at those times that we're caught in old trappings of our mind that makes something that we're conditioned in challenging to care for another and to want to care for that person, it's just too difficult. We want to react and we want to steer clear of the bullies, right? It's not comfortable around that energy. So we constrict and contract. But this avoidance, ultimately continuing it, allowing it, hiding from everything, blocking our heart space, this resistance, it's really a call of our true God nature to break it up, to do whatever we can to break through that barrier and to allow ourselves to not feel so separate from another human being. We don't have to like every situation that's unfolding in our life, everything that we come up against. It's not a matter of liking it. It's this love I speak of is different than that. It's not, oh, I love you. It's more than that. It's this presence. It's this continual givingness of spirit. It's a blessing kindness upon ourselves and another. And I wondered this. I mean, we do it so much, and I was thinking about it, and then a lot of you were kind of sneezing. and I thought, yeah, there it is. It's the time of year where we're sneezing, and we're saying, God bless you. Oh, they sneezed, God bless you. Why do we do it? Why do we practice that level of loving kindness for a sneeze? Why can't we get bigger and add that to the moments when our heart closes? That we pass that individual, and instead of hiding and shrinking, just in the sweetness of our heart, God bless you. Spirit bless you. Nature bless you. Spirit be with you. Whatever it is that keeps the portal of your heart wide open. So I mentioned these mentors of mine, and the first one I speak to is Gandhi. He spent his whole life shaping his way in the world to live by principles of truth that he discovered through the Bible, through the Bhagavad Gita, and through his friendship with Tolstoy. Did you know all that? Maybe so. It's been in all his literature. So you often hear Gandhi quote himself, life is my message. So many times people have said, I don't know what my dharma is. I don't know what my purpose is. Be like Gandhi. Let your life be your dharma. Let your life be your purpose. Let it be your message. So it demonstrates to me a man of integrity who worked his life so that he would walk his talk. And he took to heart all the teachings, the pure teachings of Scripture, and he decided not only to walk his talk, but to change the world by doing so. And he said at one time, I quote, I hold myself to be incapable of hating any being on earth. By a long course of prayerful discipline, I have ceased for over 40 years to hate anybody. I know this is a big claim. Nevertheless, I make it in all humility. The depth of that just brings me so deep to my heart. In all humility, may we love one another. His practice was to be truthful and live a life of spiritual gentleness and service. He called himself out when he failed, when he knew he failed himself, when he knew he wasn't being authentic to some of the precepts he set up in his own spiritual community. And there was one beautiful sharing of this in his own autobiography. He loved his wife very much. And you know a lot about India and the caste system. Many of you are aware of that. It was the lowest caste that cleaned the latrines, the untouchables. That was their responsibility. But Gandhi said, no, it's our responsibility. It's society's responsibility. So he had his wife do it. So you know where the story goes from there. She didn't like it. She was doing it, but it wasn't with the heart of love. It was like, this is your idea, and I'm not scrubbing, and And so she came down on him, throws him the toilet brush. You do it. Your idea, you do it. So he did. And he got the message, and their marriage lasted. So he was startled, though, but he recognized his need, our need to be the example. And so this was in his, the autobiography that I had read was his story, My Experiments with Truth. I love how he titled that. It's an experiment. Let me test this out. Let me find my way. His words again, and I find this a small treasure of his personal revelation. Thus, service of the Indians of South Africa were revealed to me new implication of truth. capital T, at every stage. Truth is like a vast tree which yields more and more fruit the more you nurture it. The deeper the search in the mine of truth, the richer the discovery of the gems buried there in the shape of openings for an even greater variety of service. So you keep digging deep. Here he lives the example of truth. The good man is the friend of all living things. So the other person that I found as a mentor that I mention is that documentary filmmaker, lawyer, and American activist, teacher, faith leader, Valerie Kaur. I've spoken of her before. Her book, See No Stranger. It'll be the book of the month coming up pretty soon. She's a peacemaker, a revolutionary of our time. Now, I first heard her speak 10 years ago, and I just found out she was born in 1981. She's so wise. She's one of those, the era of my son, that age. And I'm seeing this wisdom in this generation of people. I don't know what's that generation called? I don't know, the 40-year-olds of that time, of these days. What do you call yourself, Don? You're not 40, but what's your generation? What is it? A millennial. Oh.
We're the indigos.
Oh, see, it's over my head, but thank you. But I honor you. There's this example, and people often say, where are the young people? Where are the young people in this? I would wish you would fill the room because your wisdom is wanted here. And Dawn's on the journey. She's taken the moves. Because we need each other. We are the sages, and we have the wisdom, but we are leaving. And you are the next gen, my own term of next gen, not the next gen of next gen of X gen of O gen, anything like that. We carry this on. We carry this truth. We carry this intention, this deep spiritual intention forward for humanity and for our children's generations. So she says, when you go to Valerie's website, Valerie Kaur, it's called Revolutionary Love Website. And what you meet there is a welcome that invites you. And these are some of her words. It's a place for anyone who feels breathless. Think about that. Because oftentimes, when whatever it is has upset us, we don't have a breath. We're frozen inside of something. So she said, it reads, your breathlessness is not a sign of your weakness. It's a sign of your bravery. It means you're awake to what is happening right now, a world in transition. Out of this darkness, we have a chance to birth a new world, a healthy, multiracial, and sustainable future. She reminds us our voices matter and our lives matter. We each have a role to play. With some of her tools, she offers to practice this idea of revolutionary love, which is love for others, opponents, and ourselves. All the tools that she offers in this website is with the intention to transform the world around us, but also within us. She boldly invites us to, as she describes it, the wonder of it all. That's refreshing right there. The wonder of it all. Let's not keep cursing what's going on. The wonder of it all. Can you, next time you're hearing the bitter conversations going on, you could just stop it all. Oh, but the wonder of it all. What? Aren't you going to gossip in here with us and get down and mad? The wonder of it all. So this is her quote from her, from the book, See No Stranger. Seeing no stranger is an act of will, See no stranger, an act of will. As I move through my day and come across faces on the street, on the subway, or on a screen, I say in my mind, sister, brother, sibling, aunt, uncle. I start to wonder about each of them as a person. When I do this, I am retraining my mind to see more and more kinds of people as part of us. Part of us is rather than seeing them as them. I practice this with animals and parts of the earth too. I say in my mind, you are a part of me I do not know yet. I practice orienting to the world with wonder, preparing myself for the possibility of a connection. Oh, it's so healing if you drink that in, if you allow that to just saturate that holy heart space. These are examples, just 2 examples of the people who are enriching our understanding of loving kindness more than just words. It's a way of life. And it's right here in our own philosophy with Earnest Holmes. He says there's only one life. This is the life in all, as all. Nothing's outside this one life. We've heard that before. This life is perfect. This life is our life now. We even chant to that. And it's words similar to this. But are we living them? Are we just getting into the dance and the groove in that moment and then walking out and being another annoying human? So Ernest says, there is a place within us where thought springs spontaneously from the infinite. By inviting divine ideas to enter and express through our consciousness, we permit the inspiration of the creative genius, with the capital G, of the universe, to impart new ideas, create new scenes, enlarge all our horizons. That's the key right there in spiritual awareness, enlarging our horizon. Keep looking beyond. There's so many mindful spiritual practices where you start by just really focusing on what's right there in front of you, an ant. And then your eyes glance further, and then you see perhaps the ant hill. And then you go beyond, and then you see the ants climbing a tree, and then you see the tree, and then you see the vista, and then you see the mountains, then you see the sky, then you see the universe, then you see the moon, the stars. Expanding our horizon, enlarging it. He goes on to say, affirm that then you are that larger thing. That you are now entering into a larger life. Feel that something within us is drawing more and more to us, to you, to live this idea and let that concept grow, expecting only the biggest and the best to continue to happen. Oh, the wonder of it all. You will soon find that a larger and greater experience has come into your life. Yay, God. Everything is holy now. Everything is sacred. With loving kindness, here is how the heart is revealed. So we dwell on this life force, this energy. It's everywhere present, which means in and through all creation, all of humanity, in and through all of us. Loving kindness is giving compassionate space for this expansive nature of life force to reveal itself in every experience that we share on this planet together. So this past week, we celebrated Earth Day. Many of us took the time. I choose to reconnect with nature. Maybe it's a single flower along my walk, but I choose. I choose to pause long enough to pay attention to the mother. And we dwell in gratitude and awe of nature as she's informing us, yes, my dear, we are interconnected. We are a part of it all. And we are blessed to walk on this journey of Mother Earth together. Love leads us through. So you might have even found yourself throughout this week stopping in awe of a butterfly who dances before you. Maybe you heard the sound of the bees humming at Women's Day. All of us were intrigued, kind of like we were stoned or something, out under one tree because the bees seemed to want that tree, and there was a hum as you stood under that tree. No fear, just the hum. And you hear many, many bees in one place. Your heart just opens to it all. And they're all creating that. Think about what the bees are doing in that moment you're in awe. They're creating the nectar. They're harvesting it for the honey for our healing later. So love and faith is the key here, that we align with this great wisdom. We're evolving to our humanness. So we imagine, and we must imagine, and we must vision to be a part of this greater idea evolving. I'm going to invite Susan up here. She's coming forward right now. She was at the open mic, and she speaks to this. I'll let her story lead the way. But as she's coming, think about what Earnest Holmes says. There is something about you and me that is cosmic, universal, and is stretching over time. Boy, you're fast. Over time and space. Let us learn to think better of ourselves. This is the gentleness that I invite Susan to share. Open your hearts.
This is titled The Wishful Lepidopterist. Lepidoptera is the study of butterflies and moths. Did you know that the very first butterflies evolved from moths on a particular night some 100 million years ago, when just as dawn emerged, a rogue of lineage moths took notice of nectar offered by a new species of flowers whose sweetness was apparently so enticing it drew those moths right out of the darkness and into the daylight to become over 19,000 different species we know today as butterflies. We know them as a fluttering parade of colors, going quietly about their business, fluttering from milkweed to wild bergamot, from scarlet bee balm to sunflowers, all of them, the tiger swallowtail, the dreamy dusky wing, the red emerald, the painted lady, all fluttering about with only the slightest hint of noticing us, noticing them, even though their wings are so fragile. The lifespan of winged adults depends on the species they are born into. Some smaller species living only a few days, an average adult living only 2 to 4 weeks, but sometimes living nearly a year, depending on whether their flights winter over to migrate in summer or fall. But who can say why? On one particular autumn day, one particular monarch butterfly came fluttering about the backyard, its brilliant orange wings seeming to guide it just out of reach over and over again until finally it found its way into the little girl's birthday present. A wooden-handled butterfly net clutched in her excited 6-year-old hands as she dreamed herself not quite a scientist, but maybe a butterfly whisperer, as she tried patiently over and over again to swoop her net with perfect timing until there it was, finally fluttering inside the net, the monarch butterfly. But when I name the regrets of my life, I still don't know how many living butterflies it will take until my mind finally releases the pain of that one innocent act of youth when reality became the moment I was responsible for following directions on the butterfly collecting kit, which required carefully placing 2 drops of liquid from the eyedropper onto the captured living butterfly. And I watched its magic stop. True, I cried. True, I questioned all of life and my context within it when I had no answer but tears to the question posed by my mother, who said, "Well, what did you expect would happen?" I expected not to take away a life. I expected not to be crying on my birthday. I expected not to bear witness to a lifeless butterfly. But there it was, waiting to be pinned onto the collection board, and I could not follow through. What I'm trying to say here is not that I was a victim. I survived. The beautiful butterfly, as it were, did not. Instead, its short, fragile life transformed in a moment of minute grace to become instead a monarch touchstone of compassion who would magically cocoon inside a little girl's wishful heart space to grow into a magnificent and most beautiful sacred heart space, as tender and magical as butterfly wings. And this is life. This is mercy transformed into magic and created in the soul. This is sacred evolution.
Sweet, huh? May we all remember the beautiful message that Susan's writing brings to us, that many of the moments that we maybe refuse to revisit because the tears were so haunting, to realize they were the monarch. They were the monarch of our evolution, and we grew the knowing of compassion. So in closing, we're in lieu of a prayer, Judy's going to play, and I would invite you to close your eyes and practice loving kindness as presented by Jack Kornfield. Jack Kornfield's words: compassion arises naturally as the quivering of the heart in the face of pain, ours and another's. True compassion, not limited by the separation of pity, nor by the fear of being overwhelmed. When we come to rest in the great heart of compassion, we discover the capacity to bear witness, to suffer with, and hold dear with our own vulnerable heart the sorrows and the beauties of this world. So we join together in that space. I invite you to close your eyes and to remember your own vulnerability. You're not alone. There are soft hearts all around you, hearts holding truth. And you get comfortable and rest in that relaxed space, letting yourself breathe gently, thinking of your own well-being here. You begin with yourself. We must. Because without loving ourselves, it's impossible to love another. So breathe. Breathe love. May I be filled with loving kindness. As I pause after each stanza, say it silently to yourself. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be safe from inner and outer danger. May I be well in body and mind. May I be at ease and happy. And we breathe, and we allow the phrases to permeate body, mind. And we are allowing it to open us to loving kindness. And as we get that stronger sense of loving kindness for ourselves, we allow our heart to open to others. And you allow yourself now to choose a benefactor of this grace. Let your heart open to it. Just notice. Who are you keeping away? Let him sit with you as you share the verse. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be safe from inner and outer danger. May you be well in body and mind. May you be at ease and happy. And you realize your heart, feel it, it is open. Your body is breathing. You're finding your way through loving kindness. And it can be just the simple act, reminding yourself to look upon yourself. May I be at ease and peaceful. And to the other that we pass by, may you be peaceful and well. This is love. This is the practice. This is ours to do. So be it, and all is well. And so it is.
Everybody take a deep breath in with me. Look at that glorious summer sunshine streaming in through the windows. This song is a little bit of a higher energy song, so allow me to take you back up as we sort of make our way out of the service. This is a song about loving yourself, loving those around you, loving the world. Feel free to sing along if you know it. I love myself the way I am. There's nothing I need to change. I'll always be the perfect me. There's nothing to rearrange. I'm beautiful, I'm capable of being the best me I can. And I love myself just the way I am. I love you just the way you are. There's nothing you need to do. When I feel the love inside myself, it's easy to love you. Behind your tears, your ancient fears, I see a shining star. And I love you just the way you are. I love this world the way it is, 'cause I can clearly see that all the things I judge are done by people just like me. So till the birth of peace on earth and all that love can bring, I'll help it grow by loving everything. I love myself the way I am, but still I like to grow. 'Cause change outside, it always comes, while deep inside I know I'm beautiful, I'm capable, I'm being the best of me I can. And I love myself just the way I am. Hey, yeah, 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 yeah. Hey, 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 yeah.
Years ago, we used to sing that several times a month. That was such a good song. If I could invite the ushers forward, please. Thank you. As we prepare to give our offering this morning, I can feel it in the room. Our hearts are filled with love and appreciation for what is offered here is for our spiritual well-being. We're filled with gratitude, knowing that life stays in balance, for the truth is, as we give, we receive.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
I give thanks for the blessed donations received here this morning and those that come in during the week. I know each dollar supports this spiritual family in so many ways as we grow together, pray together, and give thanks for all that the center has been blessed with today and always. And so it is. At the end of service, if you would like a prayer or any type of spiritual support, Charlie and I will be by the bell and we'd be happy to help you. And I'd like to say, when I was thanking people for coming early and serving. Here's Susan sitting at the board desk, and I didn't see her, and you heard her wonderful reading. She's an incredible board member. So, Susan, we just honor you for being at the board desk today. Thank you. All right, we have a closing song, and then Reverend Sue will have a few words.
I'd like to invite everybody who's comfortable doing so to stand on up, stretch yourselves on out. It's a glorious day outside. I also want to remind you, or let you know if you didn't know, that I assure you every instrument that you are hearing was played by me. They were played by me, a few days ago, or a few weeks ago in some cases, but it's all just coming from the same place, so don't worry about that. This is not just a track I bought somewhere. No, I wouldn't do that to you. There was a time in my life I thought I'd have to do it all for myself. I didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. I didn't know the love of God was at hand. But now I can say, if you are discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day, you've got to let it go, let it all go. And this is what you have to say. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only for God. I release and I let go. Let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only for God. Well, I release and I let go. Let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. Well, no more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only for God. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only for God. Said I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for, what's that word? God.
Doesn't that just make you want to shop for plants? That's awesome. We love you so much, Dalton. I'll have you have a seat for just a second. Yes, another round of love. Thank you. I just wanted, this is my favorite quote from Sri Aurobindo, and I'm trying to get the courage to teach a class from on his teachings. He's just a very deep philosopher, but he is such an example. He's passed away, but his literature is just so rich with a world that we would love to see unfold. But listen to this, leave with this thought: cease inwardly from thought and word. Cease inwardly from thought and word. Look upward into the light, outward into the vast cosmic consciousness. Be with the brightness and the vastness. Then truth will dawn on you and flow in you and through you. Sri Aurobindo. It'll flow all around you. I love that idea. When we expand our boundaries, we look up to the light. We release, we let go, and we become the stewards of peace and the change we want to see. Have a blessed day. Enjoy the social hour and the plant shopping. And remember, start packing those things for next Sunday service, right? All right. Thank you, everyone.